Severide had a tough time following leads in the ChicagoFire winter premiere in an attempt to identify the individual who started the fire that left Van Meter battling for his life in the hospital. This plot is continued in Season 14, Episode 9, Crime of Passion, which begins with Severide awakening after dozing off at the hospital and sitting by Van Meter's bed. Kid gives Severide some good news when he gets to the firehouse. Isaiah's mother has emerged from her coma. It's a significant step in her recuperation, even if she hasn't spoken yet and still has a long way to go before she can take care of Isaiah once more. Cruz stops into the hospital to see how Severide and Van Meter are doing after returning from his anniversary trip. Severide tells Cruz he has been removed from the case and goes to him for assistance in examining some images from the fire that seem strange. Severide thinks the second fire is one that's a crime of passion when mistakes get made, but the police aren't looking in the right spot. Cruz promptly offers to assist, and the two go to investigate the crime scene. Cruz asks Severide how the arsonist managed to ignite both stairs without being discovered as they make their way to the apartment block where the second fire was started. As they examine the area, Severide discovers streaks on the steps that seem to be made of oil, which burns far more slowly than gas. Severide speculates that this was not the arsonist's first fire and that they utilized a mixture of gasoline and oil. Kid gets to share the joyful news about his mother with Isaiah when he returns at age 51. Kid tells Terry he has an update for her when they meet later that day. His mother reached out to a friend, Lydia, via a facilitator, asking her to look after Isaiah until she is able to do it herself. When Kid queries the choice, Terry responds that it's because Isaiah's mother wants him to move to Cleveland and the friend has already committed to do so. Terry will set up a meeting with Lydia to meet Isaiah, but it appears that Isaiah may be removed from Kid and Severide's custody. After bringing Severide up to speed, Kid advises them to try taking things one step at a time. He receives a call informing him that some files he requested are ready, but before he departs, he reassures Kid that they will resolve the issue. Cruz and Severide start searching the data for a clue. Cruz discovers an unresolved arson case from 2005 with the same reason while searching through old case files. The suspect list also includes a well-known name. Severide informs Detective Gerard that Kevin Moore is the suspect. Although he initially disagrees with Severide for working the case after being taken off, he eventually believes that they should take the initiative. Kid and Isaiah meet with Terry and Lydia as Severide investigates the situation. Kid watches with a heartbroken expression on her face as the thought of losing Isaiah becomes more apparent to her. Lydia and Isaiah appear to click immediately away. Kid tells Severide that Isaiah is going after Severide returns home and updates him on the case. Kid swiftly reminds Severide that she is working alone when he confronts her about how things have turned out, which causes tension between the two. She clearly struggles with not being able to rely on Severide through things, even if she doesn't blame him for working the case and she wants him to find the culprit. Following the heated argument, Severide and Detective Gerard go to the precinct to confront Kevin about his role in the fire. Kevin insists he is innocent, but it's obvious he won't get away with starting the fire as the evidence mounts against him. Severide appears to be missing his opportunity to bid Isaiah farewell, but he shows up just in time and is able to bid him farewell as he discloses that they have identified the fire's perpetrator. Kid returns to the firehouse to complete a report after witnessing Isaiah drive away, while Severide goes upstairs to observe the vacant room where Isaiah had been staying before departing the apartment to go to the hospital. Greensmith as Violet Mikami and Brandon Laraquente as Sal Vasquez. Violet and Vasquez become closer as she assists him in looking into a malfunctioning airbag. As the day starts, we find out that Vasquez hasn't spoken to his father since he arrived at the firehouse weeks ago. He has rented a car until he finds a new one. The action swiftly shifts to the episode's opening call, in which Vasquez is hurt after being knocked to the ground by an airbag. He appears to be okay when Violet checks him, but he doesn't understand how the airbag went off when they had already cut the power. Vasquez can't get rid of the feeling that something is wrong when they return at age 51. Vasquez begins looking into the car model but can't seem to get answers. The car is currently in a junkyard but he wants to see it. When Novak and Violet explain that they know the junkyard owner and that he might be able to assist, he invites them to accompany him. Violet accepts, but Novak says no since he has other commitments. As the shift draws to a conclusion, Violet inquires about Novak's emotions toward Vasquez. She responds that there is nothing between them, but then she questions if Violet has feelings for him, to which she dismisses the notion. After their shift, Violet and Vasquez go to the junkyard to inspect the vehicle, and Vasquez manages to remove the airbag from the passenger side. He discovers that the airbag is a fake and that the material is incorrect. They decide to go to the repair shop associated with the repair, and while they investigate, sparks seem to fly, indicating that something is growing between them. When the two visit the shop owner who installed the defective airbags, he promises to start making some calls. Vasquez believes that in order to permanently remove the airbags from the market, he will require the supplier's name, which will be useful given his prior experience as a police officer. They exchange seductive glances as they depart, and she invites him to Molly's, but he chooses to go home. We're obviously working towards something, and we're genuinely eager to find out what it might be. Mouch keeps his job, but there's a catch. When Mouch goes downtown to meet with the employment division early in the episode, he finds out that the department has been placed on furlough because of budget cuts. Pascal gives Mouch the go-ahead to contact the media because he has few other options and believes that doing so will assist spread awareness and save Mouch's employment. Mouch meets with his union representative, who promises to do all in his power to spread the word about the story. The only issue is that he worries the public has become indifferent to the news, so he is unsure if they will pay attention. Mouch can't help but constantly monitor any updates after the story is distributed to the media. In order to get him out of the house, Platt sends him to Molly's, where he makes jokes with Herman about how little respect elders typically receive. Mouch receives a notification that the story is being picked up by a large newspaper while the buddies make jokes about relocating to a nation that honors their elders. Later, while Mouch is having a drink at Molly's, his union representative arrives to let him know that his job is secure. He is being moved to Firehouse 40, which is the catch. According to his union representative, 51 appears to have a significant adversary in City Hall, so it's either that or he is forced into retirement.